Today, we're going over every single thing in the Halloween event, including every single item and every single spawn table in the event. So let's get right into it. This event is accessed right in front of the town hall in Calabasas. The NPC on the left will teleport you to the rocket launch site. The loot box in the center will allow you to gamble skulls for event exclusive items. We will go over how to obtain skulls later. The NPC on the right is the merchant, where you can exchange event currency for certain event items. There are also a few exclusive items that only players with MVP Ultimate can purchase. Once we travel to the rocket launch site, there are the same two NPCs from spawn. We also have the rules and explanation for the event. You're free to pause and read, but I will paraphrase. You cannot rob or KOS anyone in the rocket launch site or the space station. It is fail RP and you will be restricted from interacting with the event if caught. Green aliens are the weakest, purple aliens are a little stronger, and red aliens are the strongest. To get to the space station, which is a PvE zone, click F on the rocket in the center. You might have to go to the upper platforms in order to have an easier time accessing the rocket. The space station is absolutely insane. It looks like nothing I have seen in my 9+ years of playing Unturned. Once you are here, you spawn on the bottom floor with the green aliens. As you move up to the second floor, you'll encounter purple aliens. And as you move up to the top floor, you'll find the red aliens. At the end room of each floor, there are the locations of the respectively colored mega aliens. They might not always spawn here, but this is where they spawn at. We will go over the drop tables of all the aliens and mega aliens later in the video, but normal size aliens will typically drop Halloween candy, and mega aliens will drop Halloween skulls. If you wish to leave the space station, you will have to find a door that allows you to travel back to Earth. This will bring you back to Earth in a randomly falling escape pod. Your other option is to travel to the KOS zone, which is accessible from going to the top floor with the red aliens. This will bring you to the moon, which has a very unique rule set. First off, you cannot camp spawn areas or you will risk losing your event privileges. Second, you are not allowed to team with anybody, including your group mates. You are allowed to kill anybody on the moon on sight. Zombies are also much more difficult here, but they drop candy 100% of the time. I don't want to spoil the moon's entire terrain in detail, but it has two main bases which you can travel between. If you want to escape the KOS zone, you'll have to start a rocket to leave, which will take an entire 15 seconds before you're able to extract and bring your loot back to Earth, again, in a randomly spawning escape pod. That's what the event has to offer, as summed up as possible. Now, we're going to cover every single event drop that you can get, its stats, and its rarity based on its drop chance. Quick disclaimer that the entirety of this video was recorded on a private server. I have permission from Loco, who's the developer behind this event, to showcase the event in this way. However, slight changes may be made for some stats, including the performance of the Moon Rover vehicle. Pumpkins can be smashed around the entire map. These are the pumpkin drop rates. The 8 _ means it drops nothing, so the pumpkins have about a 90% chance of dropping nothing, a 9% chance of dropping 1 candy, a 0.9% chance of dropping 10 candy, and a 0.09% chance of dropping 100 candy. Also, if you have MVP Ultimate, you can do /kit daily for some free candy and skulls to help boost your event grind. And this kit is usable every 24 hours. Now, without further ado, let's get into the item review. Alright, first things first, we have the green alien outfit. This is the storage it provides. Now let's take a look. This is the stats of the shirt. Has +4 movement speed, which is kind of crazy. Then the pants have +4 movement speed as well, but obviously you have to take these with a grain of salt. Loco did say he's not sure if the stats are going to change, but right now these are kind of insane. And then these glasses are actually night vision. They're green night vision, which is the purple. See how these are purple night vision? And if I do like night, you literally can see out. It's just purple. So the purple has a little bit more armor, but a little bit less movement speed. And I think the storage is just about the same. Now, the red is pretty sick. It looks more like a pink hue. The night vision. There's the night vision on and off. And let's see. Oh, these definitely have more storage, for sure. These definitely have more storage, but these are the stats. A little bit more armor, a little bit less movement speed. Green has the fastest, but less storage and least protection. This is the slowest, but has more protection and more storage. And then purple's like a middle ground. But next we're gonna get into the heavy alien clothing. So we have the heavy alien vest. This is the stats of it. This is the stats right here. And then let's see the shirt. This is error with the language translation. So this says shirt, but it's just the pants. They both say shirt. These all have pretty good armor, and they have very reduced movement speed. So when you walk around, you are this is literally me walking right now. This is slow. And if you run, yeah, so you're pretty much a tank, but obviously you do have a lot of protection. This is the pink night vision. And that's the red. So you can really see the difference there, which we're going to go over the drop tables later. but this set is pretty rare, and I think it's gonna be pretty valuable in the future because it looks really cool. So this is the spacesuit that you can buy with candy from the candy NPC. So each piece of this suit is 2K. So it's 2K for the helmet, 2K for the top, 2K for the pants, and 2K for the vest. And then what something is interesting is right here, we actually have, there's two versions of the spacesuit hat, and both of these have the exact same stats. So it's really just what you want. The protection isn't crazy. See about 15 protection, 15 armor on the vest. The hat only has 10. The top has 12.5, and the pants have 9, it looks like. And obviously keep in mind again, this stuff is, subject to change. But another thing what's interesting about this is that every single piece of this outfit keeps you from breaking your bones. So you can just be wearing the helmet and nothing else, and you can jump off the top of the building and you will not take full damage, which I think is pretty cool. If you want the entire set of this, it's 8K candy. And if you want the entire set plus the extra helmet, it's going to be 10K candy. Now we're going to get to the ultimate corner where we have all of the ultimate exclusive items. So you have to have an active MVP Ultimate subscription in order to purchase these items. So first off is the astronaut outfit. So this consists of the astronaut suit and the astronaut helmet. Both of these are 100,000 candy. Well, in shop they're 99,999, but basically 100,000. So the astronaut suit, I believe this is it is a top slot. This has pretty good stats, 27.5 on the armor. Obviously, it does have some low movement speed, but it's not as bad as the heavy alien set. This is the armor on the astronaut suit, and it also gives you low gravity. Nope, yeah, so it's the suit itself that gives you low gravity. I honestly don't notice it too much. The thing is, I think it might currently be bugged. I'm not 100% sure. But basically it's supposed to make it so you're a little bit more floaty in the air. If that isn't intended, then it's going to be fixed. So that's that. The entire set is 200K candy. It is 100K for each piece. Now let's move on to this. This is the Halloween, what is this called? The Halloween 2025 sign. It shows that you were there for the event. And this is one of the ultimate exclusives. So this is 100,000 candy. So it is a big investment. Then next we have this very cute bear plushie. Oh, it's a melee item. I didn't even... Wow. But anyways, this guy is $100,000. So, or 100,000 candy rather. So he's a big investment. Now, it's pretty cool. We have it's called the black lightsaber. I guess it's white and black, but this does look different than the normal lightsabers because we're going to get into that next, the rest of the lightsabers. But this is what the lightsaber looks like. This is the light attack for the black lightsaber. This is the inspect animation. And this is the heavy swing. This kind of looks like in third person. It kind of has a trail to it. It's pretty cool. First off is the yellow lightsaber. When we go over the spawn tables, I'll show you guys. But basically, the yellow one is one of the 3 most common. So there's 3 of them that are common. It's the yellow, the green, and the purple. And the blue and red are a bit more rare than them. But we'll get there when we go over the spawn tables. So this is the yellow lightsaber. And I believe all of these are the same animations wise. It's just the black one is the only one that's like unique. And these two are a little bit more expensive, or rather, well, they will be a little bit more expensive, but they are a little bit more rare to get. The blue and we have the red. It's really cool. Now we're gonna go upstairs. We're gonna check out this neon. So all of these neon signs, that's Halloween neon pumpkin, and then we have the bat, the ghost, the candy, and the unturned zombie. So all these can turn on and off. Can you break them? You can break them, so be careful because people will try to grieve them in your house. So just make sure they're safe. But these are pretty cool, and they're only 150 candy a piece. Next we have the Halloween 2025 trinket. This is 1,000 candy, and it's just a like hologram digital Earth globe thing, and it's pretty cool. It's definitely something to show that you played the event. Then right here we have what is known as the Halloween grenade.
Happy Halloween.
That's pretty cool. And then next up we have right here the Halloween smoke. And both the grenade and the smoke are only 50 candy each. Now, you might have noticed what this is right here. Now this is something pretty cool. So this right here is the rover license. And here we are. This is the Lunar Rover. It does not have gasoline. That's a pretty big trunk. It's kind of impressive. It does not run on gasoline. It is completely electric. And here's what it's like. It might be a little bit better at traversing terrain than your typical unturned vehicle. Because we know how bad unturned vehicles can be with that. Anyways, this thing is pretty fast, but Loco might actually be tweaking it to make it a little bit faster, because it is an incredibly rare item, which we'll get to once we cover spawn tables. But this is what it looks like. It's pretty sick. So I'm excited to see these driving around Life RP. This is still going. Is this thing gonna clear or what? Finally, wow. Anyways, let's get to the shooting range. Here we have all of the guns. Here's the thing with the guns. So all these guns cost 1k candy, except for this row right here. This row has the cot. The cot is 1.4k. The skill arc is 1.4k. And then sauce is 1.8k. Then when we get down here, I'll show you that the really big pucker is incredibly rare. We'll get to that once we cover the spawn tables. Also, I'll put it on screen now, but most of these are colored with Halloween colors in game. Just when I spawn them in, they came out like this. So just remember that most of these will look different. First off is the Pog. This is what it looks like. These are the attachments for it. These are the stats. And let's get to shooting. Next up is going to be the reflection. These are the stats. This is the inspect animation. This is the attachments for it. And here's what it's like to shoot. Next up, we have the normal Mosca. This is what the stats look like. This is the inspection. These are the attachments for it, and here's how it shoots. Next up, we have the Valentine. This is the stats for it. Looks like it comes stock with a vertical grip. That is true. And here we have the inspect. And here's how it shoots. Wow, that's fast. Next up, the Pandiculator. Here is the stats for it. Here's the inspect. Here's the attachments available. And here's how it shoots. Ooh. Shotgun. Yeah, actually, I think it is a long range shotgun. Or a full auto shotgun, I should say. Next up is the normal puck. Here is the stats for it. Here's the inspect animation. Here's the attachments available. And this is how it shoots. Now we have the really big pucker, which is one of the rarest items, which when we get to the spawn tables, we'll get to that. But this is one of the rarest items in the entire event. So here is the stat of it. This thing is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Here's the inspect. Here is the available attachments. And here's how it shoots. Next up, we have the cot. Here are the stats for it. Here's the inspect. Here are the attachments available. And here's how it shoots. It's a full auto sniper. That's pretty cool. And next up, we have the skill arc. This is the stats for it. This is the inspect animation. And this is the attachments available. This is how it shoots. Bolt action. Nice. Alright, next up, and finally, is going to be the sauce. And this is the stats for it. A scope sniper rifle, and here's how it shoots. Okay, oh wow, it's very bouncy, the recoil. And it's not bolt action, it's full auto. Now, you might be wondering why I replaced these targets. That's because we aren't done. Yes, we did cover all of the guns that you can buy from the NPC, but we didn't cover all of the guns that are actually obtainable in the event. Here, we have the plasma guns. These are all guns you can get from the loot box, which we will cover later. The alien blaster. These are the attachments available. There's the inspect animation. And here's how it shoots. We have the plasma pistol. Here are the stats for it. Here's the inspect animation. Here are the attachments available. Here's how it shoots. Pretty cool. Plasma rifle? Yes, we do. Here are the stats for it. Here's the inspect animation. Here are the available attachments. And here's how it shoots. Last but not least, we have the big dog, the plasma caster. Here are the stats. Here's the inspect animation. Here's the available attachments. And here's how it shoots. It will not shoot unless you are holding right click because it's technically a minigun. Wow. Oh. I think you have to... Oh, nope. So you don't have to unzoom in each shot, but you do have to wait quite a while. This is me clicking as fast as possible. So it is definitely not the quickest firing, and it's obviously probably not the best in PvP, but I'm sure this thing does crazy damage and is truly a cool novelty piece to have. When you go to the town hall, you'll encounter one of these, but you can also find one at the space station, I believe, as well as the rocket launch area. So in order to open this, you need to have 5 event skulls, which are called the Halloween skulls. Now, you can get these from the daily kit from Ultimate, or killing mega aliens up in the space station. So it costs 5 skulls, and you open the loot box like this. It shows some of the items you can get. And then there you go, you can claim your item. And here I got the purple alien pants. Pretty cool. Now, let's take a look at what actually happens when you open a case. You have a 27.75% chance of getting an ordinary weapon, a 27.75% chance of getting ordinary clothing, 23.13% chance of getting alien clothing, 10.64% chance of getting plasma weapons, 10.64% chance of getting lightsabers, and a 0.09% chance of getting a rover license. Now, let's take a deeper look at what each of these loot tables contain. Ordinary weapons is self-explanatory. It's an equal random chance of any weapon sold by the gun shop at the mall. Ordinary clothing can be any random piece of obtainable clothing. The alien clothing table looks like this, with all of the alien clothing being an equal chance, except for the mythical heavy alien set, which each item has a very low percent chance of 1.05. Now, these are the plasma weapons, with the alien blaster and plasma pistol being equally rare, with the plasma rifle being a bit rarer, and the plasma caster being incredibly rare. Now, with lightsabers, there are 6 total lightsabers that are obtainable in the game. Yellow, green, and purple are all equal with 31% chance, while the blue and red are 10 times rarer with only a 3% chance. The black lightsaber is purchasable from the MVP Ultimate side of the event shop for 100,000 candy, as covered earlier in the video. So those are all the tables that you can roll when opening a case, with the very slim chance of you getting a rover license. This is the table for red aliens, purple aliens, and green aliens. Aliens that are on the moon cannot drop any weapons or clothing. However, they have a 100% chance of dropping some amount of candy. This is the loot table for the heavy alien boss, the red alien boss, the purple alien boss, and the green alien boss. Each one of these bosses has a chance to drop from the Metro weapons table, which includes the incredibly rare 0.06% chance really big pucker. And that's literally everything to do with the event. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, and join the Discord in the description below. My $1 million Life RP giveaway, as well as my mythical giveaway, is ending pretty soon, so you're not going to want to miss that. Share this guide with a friend who might be interested as well. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your Halloween event adventures.